Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your heart pounding so hard it feels like it might burst through your chest? Or maybe you felt that persistent throbbing in your temples that just won't go away, no matter how many pain relievers you take? If you're among the nearly 120 million Americans living with high blood pressure, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That constant fear that follows you everywhere, checking your blood pressure multiple times a day, carrying medication wherever you go, even avoiding joyful moments with family because you're afraid the excitement might make your heart work too hard. Hypertension steals more than our health. It robs us of our peace, our freedom, our very quality of life. And the worst part? Hearing those same generic recommendations over and over again. Cut the salt, lose weight, take your medications, as if it were that simple, right? After years of helping people just like you regain control over their blood pressure, I've discovered that there are powerful natural solutions that many doctors simply don't have time to tell you about. In today's video, I'm going to share the 5 most potent blood pressure-lowering foods that have transformed the lives of hundreds of my patients. Imagine being able to play with your grandchildren without worrying about a sudden spike, traveling without fear of a medical emergency far from home, or simply waking up without that heavy sensation in your chest. This isn't just another empty promise. It's a science-backed approach that you can start implementing today using foods that are probably already in your kitchen. So stay with me until the end, because this might be the most important information you'll hear this year for your cardiovascular health. Before we begin, I'd love to know if you or someone in your family struggles with high blood pressure. Drop a comment below sharing your experience or any questions you might have about managing hypertension. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you can receive more content that could transform your health. Let me start by explaining why conventional approaches to managing hypertension often fall short. The human body isn't just a simple machine where you can adjust one valve and fix the pressure problem. It's an intricate network of systems that all influence each other. When your doctor tells you to reduce salt, they're only addressing one piece of a complex puzzle. What most healthcare providers don't emphasize enough is how certain foods contain natural compounds that can help relax your blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and balance the minerals that regulate your blood pressure, often more effectively than restrictive diets alone.
Recent research from the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute has shown that hypertension affects nearly half of all American adults. That's about 120 million people. Even more alarming, only about 25% of those with high blood pressure have it under proper control. This silent epidemic is responsible for more than 670,000 deaths annually in the United States alone. The numbers have been steadily rising, with a particularly sharp increase among adults under 50 in recent years. These aren't just statistics. They represent real people suffering unnecessarily when simple dietary changes could make a significant difference. What's truly concerning is that blood pressure issues don't just affect your heart. Untreated hypertension can damage virtually every organ in your body, from your brain to your kidneys. It significantly increases your risk of stroke, heart attack, vision loss, and even cognitive decline. The average person with uncontrolled hypertension loses approximately 5 years of life expectancy. But these consequences aren't inevitable. By incorporating specific foods into your diet, you can take back control of your health in ways medication alone simply cannot provide. I want to take a moment to ask something important. When was the last time someone really listened to your concerns about high blood pressure? Not just the numbers from your test, but how you feel living with this condition day after day. Many people tell me privately how isolated they feel, as if no one truly understands the constant weight they carry, that silent fear that accompanies every heartbeat. If you identify with this feeling, I'd really like to hear about your experience in the comments below. It could be something as simple as, I've been battling hypertension for X years, and what troubles me most is my biggest concern. Sharing your story not only helps me create more relevant content for you, but it also shows others watching that they're not alone in this struggle. Sometimes, knowing there's someone going through the same situation already brings immense relief. And who knows, your experience might be exactly what someone needed to read today to find hope. Now, let's continue our conversation about how we can transform this reality together. The first powerful food that can help manage your blood pressure is beetroot. This vibrant root vegetable might seem unassuming, but it contains extraordinary compounds called nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide, a molecule that helps your blood vessels dilate and relax. When your blood vessels can expand more easily, your blood pressure naturally decreases. A landmark study published in the Journal of Hypertension found that drinking just 1 cup of beetroot juice daily lowered systolic blood pressure by an average of 8 points within hours, an effect comparable to some prescription medications.
What makes beetroot particularly effective is its long-lasting impact. Unlike some medications that cause dramatic drops followed by rebounds, beetroot provides a gentle, sustained reduction in pressure. This makes it especially valuable for older adults who may be sensitive to sudden blood pressure changes. The benefits extend beyond just the nitrates. Beetroots are also rich in potassium, magnesium, and vitamin C, all of which support heart health from multiple angles. Many of my patients ask me how much beetroot they should consume. For maximum benefit, aim for about 1 to 2 medium beets daily, either juiced, roasted, or added to salads. If the earthy taste is too strong for you, try mixing beetroot juice with apple or carrot juice. The effects typically begin within 3 hours of consumption and can last up to 24 hours. For those taking blood pressure medications, be sure to monitor your pressure closely, as the combination might lower your numbers more than expected. I've seen patients who were able to reduce their medication dosage under their doctor's supervision after incorporating beetroot regularly into their diet. For those concerned about the sugar content in beets, rest assured that the benefits far outweigh any impact from their natural sugars. The glycemic load is relatively low, and the fiber helps moderate the absorption of these sugars. Even my patients with well-controlled diabetes have successfully included beetroot in their diets without issues. The key is consistency. Occasional consumption won't provide the same benefits as making it a regular part of your nutritional plan. The second powerful food that deserves a place in your heart-healthy diet is fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. These fish are abundant in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, which have remarkable effects on cardiovascular health. Research published in the American Journal of Hypertension demonstrated that regular consumption of omega-3s can lower systolic pressure by 4 to 5 points and diastolic pressure by 3 to 4 points. But how exactly do these healthy fats work their magic? Omega-3s reduce inflammation throughout your body, including in your blood vessels. Chronic inflammation can cause your arteries to narrow and stiffen, directly increasing your blood pressure. By calming this inflammatory response, omega-3s help maintain the elasticity of your blood vessels. Additionally, these fatty acids help reduce the production of compounds that cause vasoconstriction, the tightening of blood vessels that increases pressure. They also support the production of nitric oxide, similar to beetroot, promoting vasodilation and improved blood flow.
Many people ask me how much fish they should eat to see benefits. The American Heart Association recommends at least 2 3.5-ounce servings of fatty fish per week. However, for those specifically managing hypertension, I often suggest 3 to 4 servings weekly. If you don't enjoy fish or follow a vegetarian diet, algae-based omega-3 supplements can be an effective alternative, providing the same active forms found in fish. Flax seeds and walnuts contain a different type of omega-3, ALA, that's less potent for blood pressure control, but still beneficial for overall heart health. What's particularly valuable about incorporating fatty fish into your diet is that it addresses multiple cardiovascular risk factors simultaneously. Beyond lowering blood pressure, omega-3s also reduce triglycerides, decrease the risk of arrhythmias, and can slow the buildup of arterial plaque. I've had patients who were initially resistant to eating fish regularly, but after experiencing noticeable improvements in their energy levels and blood pressure readings, they became enthusiastic converts. One gentleman in his 70s saw his systolic pressure drop by 15 points after just 6 weeks of having salmon for dinner 3 times weekly, without any other dietary changes. The third powerhouse for managing hypertension is perhaps the most delightful: dark chocolate. Yes, you read that correctly. But before you rush to stock up on candy bars, it's important to understand that not all chocolate provides these benefits. The blood pressure lowering effects come specifically from dark chocolate containing at least 70% cocoa. The magic ingredients here are flavonols, powerful antioxidants that stimulate the production of nitric oxide, helping your vessels dilate. A meta-analysis of 15 clinical trials published in the journal Nutrients found that regular consumption of flavanol-rich dark chocolate reduced systolic pressure by an average of 4 points and diastolic pressure by 2 points. These effects were most pronounced in older adults and those already diagnosed with hypertension. What's remarkable is how quickly these benefits appear. Some studies show improvements in vascular function within just 2 hours of consumption. The optimal dose of dark chocolate appears to be about 1 to 1.5 ounces daily. This provides enough flavonols to support vessel health without overloading on calories or sugar. Look for varieties with minimal added ingredients, ideally just cocoa, a small amount of sugar, and perhaps cocoa butter. Many commercial chocolates undergo processing that destroys the beneficial flavonols, so seek out brands that specifically mention their high flavonol content or minimal processing.
Beyond blood pressure benefits, regular dark chocolate consumption has been linked to improved cholesterol profiles, enhanced insulin sensitivity, and even better cognitive function. One particularly interesting study found that dark chocolate's blood pressure lowering effects were enhanced when combined with a short afternoon walk. I recommend to my patients that they enjoy their daily dark chocolate dose about an hour before their most stressful part of the day, whether that's a challenging work meeting or dealing with rush hour traffic. The combined stress-reducing and blood pressure-lowering effects can be particularly valuable during these high-pressure moments. Our fourth natural blood pressure remedy is one you might already enjoy every morning: green tea. This ancient beverage contains potent compounds called catechins, particularly epigallocatechin gallate, or EGCG, which has been extensively studied for its cardiovascular benefits. Regular green tea consumption helps lower blood pressure through multiple mechanisms. It improves the function of your endothelium, the inner lining of blood vessels, enhances nitric oxide production, and has mild diuretic effects that help reduce fluid retention. A large-scale analysis involving over 1,500 participants found that regular green tea consumption decreased systolic blood pressure by approximately 2 to 3 points and diastolic pressure by 2 points. While this might seem modest compared to medication effects, remember that even small, sustained reductions in blood pressure significantly lower your risk of heart disease and stroke over time. In fact, a 2-point reduction in systolic pressure translates to about a 10% lower stroke risk across a population. For optimal benefits, aim for 3 to 4 cups of green tea daily. The preparation matters significantly. Steep your tea for at least 3 to 5 minutes to extract the maximum amount of beneficial compounds. Adding a squeeze of lemon can enhance the absorption of catechins, while adding milk may reduce their effectiveness. If you're sensitive to caffeine, especially in the afternoon or evening, look for decaffeinated varieties, which still retain most of the beneficial catechins. What makes green tea particularly valuable is its synergistic effect with other blood pressure interventions. Research suggests that the blood pressure lowering benefits of green tea are enhanced in those who also engage in regular physical activity. I've observed this effect in my own practice. Patients who combine a daily walking routine with green tea consumption typically see greater improvements than those using either strategy alone. Additionally, green tea contains L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes relaxation without drowsiness, potentially helping manage stress-related blood pressure spikes. The fifth and final food that deserves a special place in your hypertension-fighting arsenal is one of the most versatile seeds: flaxseed. These tiny brown seeds pack an impressive nutritional punch, offering a unique trinity of compounds that work together to lower blood pressure: alpha-linolenic acid, an omega-3 fatty acid, lignans, powerful antioxidants, and soluble fiber.
This combination makes flaxseed one of the most effective plant foods for hypertension management.
A comprehensive review published in the Journal of Nutrition found that daily flaxseed consumption lowered systolic pressure by an average of 7 points and diastolic pressure by 2 points after 12 weeks. What's particularly noteworthy is that these effects were observed even in individuals already taking blood pressure medication, suggesting flaxseed can provide additional benefits beyond pharmaceutical approaches. The most dramatic effects were seen in a study using ground flaxseed. Participants with peripheral arterial disease experienced an impressive 10-point drop in systolic pressure after 6 months. The recommended amount is 2 to 3 tablespoons of ground flaxseed daily. Whole flax seeds pass through your digestive system largely intact, so grinding them is essential to access their beneficial compounds. Once ground, flaxseed oxidizes quickly, so either grind them fresh daily or store ground flaxseed in an airtight container in the refrigerator. You can easily incorporate flaxseed into your diet by sprinkling it on oatmeal or yogurt, blending it into smoothies, or using it as an egg substitute in baking. 1 tablespoon ground flaxseed mixed with 3 tablespoons water equals 1 egg. Beyond blood pressure benefits, flaxseed helps lower LDL, bad cholesterol, reduces inflammation, and improves blood sugar control. Its high fiber content also supports digestive health and promotes satiety, which can be helpful for weight management, another important factor in blood pressure control. One cautionary note: flaxseed can slow the absorption of certain medications, so take them at least 1 hour before or 2 hours after consuming flaxseed. As with any significant dietary change, it's always wise to consult with your healthcare provider, especially if you're on blood-thinning medications. Now that we've explored these 5 powerful foods, let's talk about how to combine them for maximum benefit. The DASH diet, Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension, provides an excellent framework, emphasizing fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins while limiting sodium. By intentionally incorporating our 5-star foods into this pattern, you can enhance its already proven benefits. For instance, start your day with a green tea and a bowl of oatmeal topped with ground flaxseed and dark chocolate nibs. For lunch, enjoy a salad featuring roasted beetroot and a small portion of salmon. For dinner, perhaps a stir-fry cooked with flaxseed oil and paired with another cup of green tea. This integrative approach typically yields better results than focusing on any single food. Many of my patients who struggled with medication side effects have found that this comprehensive dietary strategy allowed them to maintain healthy blood pressure with lower medication doses. One remarkable case was a 68-year-old woman who had been on 3 different blood pressure medications, each with troublesome side effects. After 6 months of consistently following these dietary recommendations, her doctor was able to eliminate one medication entirely and reduce the dosage of another by half. It's important to remember that consistency is key. The benefits of these foods build over time as they help heal and restore proper vascular function. Don't expect overnight miracles. Though some people do experience rapid improvements, for most individuals, it takes several weeks of consistent consumption to see significant, lasting changes in blood pressure readings. I recommend keeping a simple food journal alongside your blood pressure log to help identify which foods seem most effective for your particular body.
While these foods are powerful tools for blood pressure management, they work best as part of a comprehensive approach. Regular physical activity, even something as simple as a 30-minute daily walk, significantly enhances their effects. Stress management techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or yoga can prevent stress-related blood pressure spikes. Adequate sleep is often overlooked, but critically important. Chronic sleep deprivation is strongly linked to elevated blood pressure. And of course, limiting sodium remains important, though the foods we've discussed actually help your body become more resilient to sodium's pressure-raising effects. If you're currently taking blood pressure medication, never stop or reduce your dosage without consulting your doctor. Instead, partner with your healthcare provider, sharing your interest in a food-based approach to blood pressure management. Many physicians are increasingly open to supporting dietary strategies that might eventually reduce medication needs. Bring your blood pressure logs and food journal to appointments to demonstrate the connection between your dietary changes and improved readings. For those who haven't yet developed hypertension, but have risk factors like family history or advancing age, these same foods serve as powerful preventive tools. Research suggests that dietary interventions are actually most effective when started before blood pressure reaches clinical hypertension levels.
This proactive approach can potentially delay or even prevent the need for medication entirely. I've worked with many patients in their 40s and 50s with family histories of hypertension who have successfully maintained healthy blood pressure through these dietary strategies despite their genetic predisposition. If you've reached this point in the video, you probably understand how challenging it can be to live with uncontrolled blood pressure, that constant worry, the medications with side effects, the restrictions that seem to steal a bit of joy from everyday life. I want you to know that you're not alone in this journey. Our channel was created precisely to build a supportive community for people like you who are seeking natural, effective alternatives for cardiovascular health. Each week we share new discoveries, simple recipes that help naturally control blood pressure, and answer questions that doctors often don't have time to explain during appointments. If this content has resonated with you, please consider subscribing to our channel and activating notifications. That way, we can walk this health journey together, one step at a time, without rushing, but with the consistency your heart deserves. I don't promise miracles, but I do guarantee honest information based on serious research and the experience of those who have achieved real results. Take care of yourself, and I hope to see you in our next video, where we'll continue our conversation about living better, even with hypertension. Your heart appreciates every small act of care you dedicate it to today. Remember, making these changes doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start by incorporating just one of these foods into your daily routine, then gradually add others as you become comfortable. The key is sustainability, finding delicious ways to include these foods so they become enjoyable habits rather than burdensome chores. Your cardiovascular system is remarkably resilient, and given the right nutritional support, it has an amazing capacity to heal and function optimally once again. Here's to your heart health, one bite at a time.